We're spreading out. There are about 8 billion of us now and counting. In a few decades, there will be 9 billion, then 10 billion, and each of us needs somewhere to live. So what if we stopped spreading out and instead built one giant city that could fit every single human on the planet? In this future megacity, every single person on Earth would need about 6 square meters of space, which doesn't sound like very much. But even if we were really good at packing people in, something like 200 people per square kilometer, that would require an area over 40 million kilometers squared, which is absolutely bananas. To put that into context, that's bigger than the entire contiguous United States, nearly as big as China, and almost a third of the entire landmass of Asia. But let's imagine that we did build this city. Let's call it Megacity 1. Megacity 1 would take up roughly the same amount of space as 30 American football fields. And while that sounds impossibly cramped, it's not the most densely packed place on Earth today. That title belongs to Manila in the Philippines with over 42,000 people per square kilometer. In fact, parts of Manila are even more densely packed than the theoretical Megacity 1 we've been discussing. Of course, it wouldn't just be people that would need to fit into this megacity. Everyone would need food, water, power, sanitation, schools, hospitals, roads, public transport, entertainment. Basically, everything needed to support a modern civilization would need to fit inside that 40 million kilometers squared area. Skyscrapers would need to be hundreds of stories high, and people would need to get used to traveling by underground tunnels and high-speed rail. Anyone who's played the city building simulation game SimCity will know that building a city is hard. It's easy to create small pockets of high-density living that work relatively well, but creating one city that works for everyone is incredibly difficult. On the plus side, though, having everyone together in one place would make things easier for some industries. For example, if you're planning on traveling around the world to visit friends, it might only take a few weeks to get to your final destination. At the moment, such a trip takes months. But what would the rest of the world look like if 8 billion people were living in our megacity? Surprisingly, it would look pretty similar to how it looks today. Aside from the obvious difference of a giant city taking up a huge chunk of land, the rest of the world would look pretty familiar. Currently, the majority of the world's population lives in rural areas. Even if everyone lived in one city, the vast majority of the land on Earth would still be untouched wilderness. The deserts of North Africa, the Amazon rainforest, the Australian outback, the Siberian tundra would all still be there, just with a little less pressure to convert them into farmland. Of course, there would be negative consequences too. Having 8 billion people all living in one place would put huge pressure on the surrounding environment. Megacity 1 would become the single largest city in the world by far, displacing current heavyweights like Tokyo, which has a population of about 37 million. It's already the world's largest urban area. And if we crammed every single person on Earth into it, it would be over 20 times larger than the next biggest city, which is currently Delhi in India with a population of about 32 million. Having everyone in one place would have major downsides. More pollution, more crime, probably more disease. And while some people might enjoy the idea of everyone being together in one place, it's highly unlikely that it would work out as planned. And even if it did, it's unlikely that it would last. There would be constant pressure to expand outside the city walls and reclaim more land for agriculture, housing, and industry. Eventually, the entire planet would be consumed and we'd be back to where we started, just with more people. So let's just hope that humanity can figure out a way to slow down population growth, because otherwise, we may end up in a sci-fi dystopia sooner than we think. What do you think? Would it be cool to have every single human living in one city, or is that just a ticket to global disaster? And how would you feel about living in a city that big? Leave your thoughts below. And thanks for watching. We've made thousands of educational videos over the years, and we've been able to offer them for free because of our patrons. So if you've got a few dollars to spare and you want to help us make more videos, you can get started at our support page.